to go into the next topic, man. Right here, this is a big announcement too that just dropped today too before the show. The rematch, Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr. The rematch is locked in September 20th in London. So they're back at it again, man. And the question I have with this rematch is, what weight is this going to be at? Because we seen that man, Chris Eubank Jr., kill himself to make 160 in that last fight just to defend his title versus Conor Benn in that first fight, man. So what weight class, I mean, is this fight going to be on? That's my question to the panel, man.
Well, you know what? That is a good question, and you're right. I felt so bad for him sitting up there rolled up like a goddamn pig in a blanket, trying to lose that extra couple of weight.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
seen
so
that video of that. I was like, man, he killing himself bad to make this
it's
160.
it's yes, it's
Yeah,
definitely
extreme.
something. So I don't know, but that is a very interesting question. I know that Conor Ben doesn't he campaign at 147?
Yes, he's campaigning at 147 right now, sis.
That's what I'm saying, yo. If I don't know, but Eddie Hearn needs to go ahead and bring him on out of the Eddie Hearn protection program because he should have
Man.
been up there mixing it up with the guys at 147.
Exactly. It's a lot going on at 147, like you said, and he could definitely get in where he fit in.
I can agree with
Yeah,
that, BJ Jason. Boxing is definitely lit for the rest of the year.
absolutely. Absolutely. And McQueen, what's good with you, brother, man? What you think about this rematch fight right here with Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn?
Cam, Cam, put
That's
the pic
pretty.
down. They can't see us. They don't know who you got on the panel.
Okay, okay. Let me
I ain't
see.
know Ant was up here.
Yep,
Hi,
he just
Ant.
came out.
Todd Drake for president.
Always.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm talking about. And don't try and rig my election either. Know what I mean?
Hold on, let me swap back because I'm in the damn car. I keep switching to the Bluetooth in the car. I hate when that happens.
Yeah. Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
so yeah,
yeah, BJ Jason, man. Boxing definitely lit, man. It's lit right now. It's getting hot.
Conor
It's not
Ben has been at 154. He's been at 154 the past couple fights. Peter Dobson
Oh,
and the other
has
dude
he?
before that. Yeah, those were at 154.
Okay.
So if I'm Eddie Hearn and company, I'm thinking, do we even want to drop this guy back down to 147?
right.
Because that's risky as hell. Because you've been fighting at 154. He fought I think he might have fought Chris Van Herden at 154 too. No, that might have been his last fight at 147. I know the last two fights though, prior to the Eubank fight, were at 154. So I think that also contributed to the lack of power. I know there was a lot of speculation. He's not on the eggs no more. He ain't eating the omelets, the eggs Benedict. So now the power's looking shaky. But he had also moved up in weight too. So he up there with sturdier guys that can take the punch. The
Oh,
rematch,
okay.
hey, if Chris Eubank could do it safely, because he looked like he was on the brink last time, like he was ready to meet him. In the
Right.
words of DMX, I ain't like the way he was looking. And you seen the British board, they had suspended him because you're not allowed to take those type of measures to cut weight out there. They're real strict on that. So if they could do it, maybe at a catch weight or something like that, where he's a little bit more comfortable, and the money is right, I'm pretty sure people will tune in out there. It'll be a big fight domestically, and whatever it does internationally, I don't even think that should be the focus. I think they should be gauging the interest of the people out there. If they want to see it again, it's a big event. Why not get that money?
Right. Right. I'm just curious of the weight though, and I'm just like, we seen how that happened with Eubank killing himself to make that weight. What weight classes they gonna fight on this fight? It's just crazy, bro.
It would have to be somewhere at least around 160. I don't see them being able to do anything less than that, because at 160 the man was skin and bones. So they're
You
not going to
think
be
they
able to
do a
do anything
catch
less than
weight?
that.
Like you think they do a catch weight a little bit above 160, like in between 168?
Yeah, they could do that to make things more comfortable for Eubank.
Yeah.
Because hell, Conor Ben, he don't got to get up that high.
Absolutely,
You don't
absolutely.
got to get up that high. He can come in at the same thing he came in before and just let Eubank, give him a little bit more wiggle room, especially since he won the fight, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, because I wouldn't imagine they fight right at 160 again, man. How that went last time, man. And
Nah,
I
yeah.
kind of been, if he moving up, I mean, I'm with the fight. I mean, one thing I'm gonna say about this fight in particular, that first fight was one of the best fights of the year, man, for real. That was an amazing fight. The atmosphere, the build up that they had for that fight, like that was one of the best fights of this year for sure. And actually, I mean, speaking of it, so of course, I see the main topic of the show is, we doing the 2025 first half of the year review, and we just gonna review some of the most significant fights of this year that have happened. And starting off, we're gonna start off with the fight that we just talked about just now with Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. Was it that? Hold on. Was that it? I think I lost. Was it this one? I lost track. There you go. Oh shit! I lost track of where I'm at.
They wanna bury me, I'm worried. I'm losing my mind. Look down the barrel of my nine and my vision's blurry. Falling to pieces, am I guilty? I pray to the Lord, but he ignores me. Unfortunately, cause I'm guilty. Show me a miracle, I'm hopeless. I'm choking off marijuana smoke. With every token, it's like I'm losing focus. Falling asleep while I'm in service. When will I die? Forever paranoid and nervous because I'm high. Don't mention funerals, I'm stressing and going nutty. And reminisce about the niggas that murdered my buddy. I wonder when will I be happy? Ain't nothing funny. Flashbacks of busting caps, anything for money. Where am I going? I discovered. Can't nothing save her. My next door neighbors having combo with undercovers. Put a surprise in the mailbox. Hope she get it. Happy birthday, B. You know you should've did it. Everybody's dying in my next. Who can I trust? Will they be G's and then look at me before they bust? Or will they kill me while I'm sleeping? Truth is ahead. While I'm in bed, leaking blood on my satin bed. Is there heaven for a baller? Getting suspicious of the fix alarms busy.
That song was bumping. Ah man, yeah, they was definitely getting to it in that fight. That was definitely a good fight. I know a lot of people at the time they weren't interested in that fight, but when I did like the backstory, I was like, okay, because the Eubanks and the Benns, their fathers actually
Yeah,
got in there and fought. So I was like, oh, okay, this is like some like family rivalry for the UK type of thing. So yeah, that definitely was a really good fight for sure.
definitely, definitely. One of my favorite fights. I was just in awe watching that fight, just them going back and forth, and then I just love the whole situation of. At first, we didn't think that Chris Eubank Jr. that that senior was going to be there because the senior didn't approve of Junior
Mhm.
slapping Conor Benn with the egg and everything. So
Mhm.
senior showing up to the fight and then that ring walk that both of them did, Junior and Senior did, man. It was one of the best ring walks I've seen ever, man, and like. It was amazing. It was amazing. I'm looking forward to this rematch. Now, my man, no evidence. He said this one will be lackluster. Do y'all think this rematch is gonna be lackluster?
If we're being honest, I don't think there's a need for a rematch.
Yeah,
I'm with her. I'm with Miss Jab. I don't think it's really a need for it, and the way they just let it all go right then and there, I think it was like she was saying about the fact that their parents, their dads had fought back in the day, so it was a lot of personal, a lot of stuff built up They got it off their chest. So to me, the rematch ain't gonna be as personal. It's like I felt like we saw all that in the first fight. That they can't really they can't really overcompensate or do better than what they laid out in the first one, in my opinion.
Right. Right. What you think, Ant?
I think it just remains to be seen. I think it just remains to be seen. We got to see it. You had some guys like Taro Gotti versus Mickey Ward. Those guys weren't necessarily mortal enemies. As a matter of fact, they became good friends. Like after the first fight, them guys were in the same hospital together or something like that. And then they did it 3 times, and each time it was just spectacular based on the clash of styles. And one thing about Conor Ben, he's aggressive as hell. Chris Eubank is a little bit more measured, but he's willing to give it up. He's no cupcake. So there's a good chance that the fight could be just as good as the first one. Will it have that same intensity? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not, or maybe Conor Ben, he got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder because it was a close fight. Neither guy got washed. Neither guy was like thoroughly outclassed. I think in order to kind of rectify, if you're Chris Eubank, not Chris Eubank, if you're Conor Ben, you might have to go out there and just go balls to the wall, man, and make this guy have to adjust to you. And I think that in itself will lend to it being a good fight, possibly. I don't know. It could be a dud, or it could be Terminator 2.
Right.
Um, I don't know, and sometimes nothing is good as the original. I think the emotions that were running high in that first fight. I think that they were out there trying to avenge his dad's loss, because if I'm not mistaken, his father lost too to the
Yeah.
Eubank. So I
He
just feel
got knocked
like
out.
yeah, I just feel like I don't know. I don't think you can really duplicate the first one. The first one to me seems passionate. It seemed personal. And the only one that would really have a reason to do a rematch, obviously, would be Conor Benn. But to me, in that fight, it was clear who the winner was. So I really don't know why, I mean, if they're going to do it again, I'm going to watch it again. Don't get my words mistaken. I will watch it if they fight again. But to me, I just don't think that the second one will be as fulfilling.
Right. What you thinking, Bean?
Well, I mean, kind of back to what Miss Jab Queen said, I feel the same way. Kind of like I had said before, like pretty much I feel like the passion was there. It's like they was in there because of the history of what they dads put out there. They stepping in, they high on emotions. It was personal. He slapped him with the egg, you know what I mean? So, of course, he thinking like, I'm going to get this man back for disrespecting me with that egg or whatever. So it was all that mounted up, you know what I'm saying? It all came in the ring and they let it out. I don't feel like the second one's going to live up to the same. I mean, it could still be a good fight. I just don't think it's going to be at that level, in my personal opinion.
Okay.
Let me ask
Okay.
y'all this question though: what happens in the event that both guys understanding what they have in front of them? What if they come in just a tad bit better and
Right.
just a little bit more prepared because now they have familiarity with one another?
Right. I think
Well, it
I think it's gonna be I mean I don't for some reason I think the fight is gonna be even better because the way that first fight they left it all in the ring, and I do understand people saying with far as the weight and saying far as the fight in general that some people feel that they should go ahead and just move on and go to other fights. But I mean, for them to bring that fight back, it was an interesting close fight. It wasn't no controversial ending to me, in my opinion. But I mean, far as the value of the fight, far as both of them guys, both of them left it in the ring, and I believe they'll do the same. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the style is going to change from either guy, as far as them fighting for real. Some minor adjustments to from both for sure, but I think it's gonna be another banger.
Well, here's my thing. Ant brings up a good point, but I feel like this, like, you're looking at the fact that Eubanks won it. He won the fight, even with the fact that he was killing himself, looked like he was killing himself to make that weight. You know what I'm saying? So now, if he can fight at a weight that's more comfortable and healthier for him, I see him even turn up even a little bit more because he was fighting in there under that, under circumstances like that.
Right, absolutely, absolutely, man. I just it's posted up. It's gonna be a great fight, man. The fight is September 20th in London, and I can't wait to see what they do with the build up in this fight for sure. I know Senior. I think he has a podcast. He has a YouTube channel, so he's dropping content and everything. So people will be able to check him out and hear him talk about the fight. I'm pretty sure on his channel and stuff leading up. And I think the